Okay, so today we're going to look at script formatting. There's several different ways that you could do it. You can just use a Word document and follow the formatting guidelines and then do it on that. You could also use the program Celtics, which is another free script writing software. But today we're going to look at Adobe Story just because it's quite simple to use. It's free. It's online. So let's have a look here. So Adobe Story. That should bring it up, and then we'll just click on the script writing software. Click here. All you have to do is sign in. So if you haven't already got an account, just sign in. It doesn't cost anything. Don't subscribe. Don't do anything. You just have to sign in. So the benefits of having everything on Adobe Story is that you can access it online. So you don't have to worry about getting a hard drive or any of those things. If you've got it on Adobe Story, you can access it anywhere. As long as you're online. If you know that you're not going to be online, so for example, if you haven't got the internet at home, you can always save something as a PDF just so you know that you've got it on your hard drive, and then you might not be able to write on the PDF, but you can continue writing or make notes where you want to change things if you want to work from home. Okay. So this is the page that brings you to when you log on. If to start a new project, you would go here, so to new, and depending on what kind of script you're writing, you would choose film script, TV script, AV script, multi-column, but also it allows you to save things like character bios, schedules, log lines, pictures, research, summary, synopsis, etc. So everything's there in one place online, and it kind of formats stuff for you, so it saves you a bit of time. So we're going to choose film script today, and this is just a test. Okay, so then we press create. Okay, so this will bring you up a kind of fresh blank script to work on. As you see, if you scroll up, it takes you to the front page. It's a very basic front page. This is how script front pages are meant to look like. It's just the title, written by, based on any. It's not based on anything, so just get rid of that. And then your address and phone number. I'd put your email address on there as well. Just if you're sending it out to anyone, you want people to be able to contact you. Okay, so we start off here. It gives you a clue to enter the scene heading first. So you tap here and it's taking you to scene heading. If we look at the top right hand corner here, this is where you change the different actions that you want to happen. So if you're writing a scene heading, you press that. If you're going to write the action, which is the description of what's going on in that scene, you press that one. The character is when you're the kind of when your character is speaking, then you have the dialogue underneath. Parentheticals is brackets, so if there's anything like you need to put in brackets like whispers or shouts or anything that you think needs adding to that dialogue, you would put that in brackets. A transition, that could be cut to, dissolve to. Use these sparingly, by the way. Any speaking extra, short, general. Okay, so you're not going to use these three. You're mostly going to use these top up to dialogues. Okay, now I'm going to show you a script that's already in place. So I'm going to go to projects. This takes me to the window where all the scripts are. Okay, so let's have a look. Created on, let's say, just sent it in November. Yes, so we'll have a look at Nancy and Rita. Okay, so as you can see, it's Nancy and Rita written by Gabriella Watson. I've just removed my address and phone number just for so I don't get egged or prank calls. Okay, and so you see here we've got there are slight variations between the American and the British way of script formatting. So I'm going to show you the British way here, but you may see different versions when you're looking at scripts that you find on the internet, which are American films, etc. I'll just talk you through a few of those differences. So, for example, in British screenplays, we number the scenes. So there's a 1 there because it's the first scene. There's also slight variations in the way that they're kind of like formatted. There's a dash instead of a dot on one of them, for example. Okay, so this first line, on here it's called the scene heading. It's also known as a slug line, but it gives us very basic information about that scene, where it is, what kind of, like, whether it's interior or exterior here, what kind of interior or exterior location is that? So it tells us it's a teenage girl's bedroom, and is it day or night? Okay, this is very basic information that if you're filming, or that just to give you a very quick overview of where the scene is set. Okay, and then the second bit we need to have here is a description. So if we were to set this up, so if we click here, it tells us it's kind of action. This is what's happening. This is what's happening in that scene. So we've got a bit of a description. So the light is coming in through the curtains. It's quiet. The room is messy, and as teenage girls' bedrooms are. There are posters on the wall of alternative bands. There are photos of groups of friends and family. Clothes cover the floor, and makeup covers the dressing table. There are a few empty bottles of Lamborghini under the double bed that is pushed against the wall. Rita and Nancy are two girls in their mid to late teens. They've had a heavy night, and it shows. Nancy is blonde and the more excitable of the two. Rita is the cooler of the two and is much more deadpan. We notice two lumps in the bed. One of them moves in size. Okay, this just gives us a very kind of brief overview of what the setting is. It introduces, if you notice that the description, the action is always written in the present tense because it's happening now. You know, you wouldn't talk about it being in the past or in the future. A script, a screenplay is happening right now, so make sure that you use the present tense. When we introduce characters for the first time, you use capital letters. Okay, this is just so the actor playing that part can see where they're first introduced. It gives us a bit of information about them. They're in mid to late teens. And it gives us information that they're blonde and more excitable. Rita's cooler, the two much more deadpan. Okay, so that gives us a very brief overview. The next, when we want the characters to start speaking, we have a look at. We want to select the character button here. Oh, hello. We don't want that. We want that to be action. Okay, but you can see here. This is the character. Well, when we click on that, you can see it's changed to character. And then when you click on that, when you press return, it automatically takes you into dialogue. So if you do that, that's fine. So we have the character name, and then we have the dialogue. So here it's are you spooning me? And then Rita says, ugh, what? Okay, whenever you want any more description, you click the action section again, and more description happens here. Okay, so this is how basically you'd format a script. You've got your slug line, you've got your description, your action. Let's have a look how many. So you've got your scene heading, you've got your action here, you've got your characters, you've got your dialogue, and that's about all you need. It's very simple.